Good afternoon. Welcome to Cloud Next. I hope you all have had an exciting day as much as I have. My name is Himanshu Mehra. I'm a product manager in the cloud networking group at Google Cloud. Uh, we have an exciting session today where we'll be joined by our customer Sai Krishna from PayPal, who's going to discuss how they're leveraging the cross-cloud networking innovations with us today. So Google, we launched, just a quick recap, we launched Cross-Cloud Network last year with three key use cases. Number one was building distributed applications across multiple clouds. We believe our customers have presence in a lot of clouds, and our goal is to make their journey to cloud simpler, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. The second use case was delivering a global front end for internet-facing applications and a secure global front end, leveraging some of our innovations in CDN, load balancer, and Cloud Armor to deliver that. And number three, building a secure hybrid workforce network for your users who are connecting to cloud from user applications, etc. Our focus for this spotlight, customer spotlight, is going to be the use case one, building distributed applications. At Google, we believe that a lot of the customers have presence across clouds. We have customers who have presence in Google and presence in other clouds, and they connect to applications in Google Cloud from their footprint and workloads in AWS, Azure, and other clouds. For instance, we invest a lot in our managed services, and a lot of our customers connect to managed services, databases, BigQuery, Dataproc, and AI tools from other clouds. Now, all that's great, but what happens to the network? As all of us in networking probably know, as you build a vast network, what happens is the networking becomes very complex. Security becomes complex. Reliability and maintaining application experiences across the network do become super complex. Our goal with Cross-Cloud Network has been to make this journey simpler. With delivering on-demand, any-to-any connectivity, which means you can connect from any cloud to any cloud. With inbuilt security, leveraging some of our innovations in security, and enabling cost savings and TCO savings for our customers. That's been our focus with the cross-cloud networks journey. To recap that a little bit, there are three key drivers that we see as customers build the cross-cloud network. Number one, I talked about. We have a lot of customers who are leveraging BigQuery on Google Cloud from other clouds. They consolidate all of their analytics. Customers leverage services like Dataproc to build analytics as well, and BigQuery for data warehouses. Customers do full data migration, sometimes full DB migrations when they are leveraging tools like Spanner, AlloyDB, Cloud SQL, etc. from other clouds. That's the second use case. And lift and shift use cases. Lift and shift use cases could be a complete lift and shift from on-prem, but they could also be for reliability, for capacity, where customers need to bring VM workloads from on-prem or other clouds into GCP for various needs. We do believe that with AI and with leveraging GPUs, TPUs, leveraging managed SaaS for AI, Vertex AI, and things like that, these trends will only accelerate. And that's why cross-cloud network is probably more relevant than ever before. When we think about the journey to cross-cloud network, we really think about four key things. Number one is building robust connectivity. Last year, we expanded our interconnect portfolio to enable cross-cloud interconnect. This was revolutionary in some ways, and creates dedicated, very low latency connectivity from Google Cloud to another cloud. This is the only cloud vendor to do this. We've expanded our interconnect footprint to more than 140 locations. And in a lot of these locations, we provide direct connectivity, dedicated bandwidth to another cloud. You get all the benefits of interconnect with this capability. You might have seen this already, and a lot of customers are already leveraging the cross-cloud interconnect. We continue to build on that capability as we go. Number two, and equally important, after you build the underlay with the interconnect, equally important is to build a scalable VPC architecture. Now, all customers we recognize are in different phases of their journey. And when we talk about simplifying the VPC architecture, it's key to us that you build a VPC architecture not just for today, but also for tomorrow as your organization grows and your presence in Google Cloud grows. You will get more workloads. Your organizations might have different applications. You might consume managed services more and more as you modernize your applications from Google and from other vendors. It's very important that the VPC architecture is built with the routing knobs, the services knobs in place. And we are leveraging some products when we'll make some announcements this week, Network Connectivity Center and Private Service Connect, to make this journey to cloud simpler and making the VPC architecture seamless and secure. Number 3, creating inbuilt security for the cross-cloud network. We GA'd the NG firewall. We launched that last year in preview. We GA'd it this week, where we are enabling an NG firewall which creates host-based security and a distributed infrastructure to support that. It's powered by Palo Alto Networks, so it creates best-of-breed Palo Alto Network, so it creates higher threat efficacy than many other competing solutions out in the market. Now, the 1, 2, 3 is all about setting up your applications for scale, for connectivity, for security. Number 4 is about maintaining and creating those application experiences. A lot of times when things go wrong, people blame the network guy. So how do you get to that mean time to innocence? And that's where observability sort of comes in. And we are making a number of innovations on observability with flow logs, with performance tests, enabling some of these, enabling top talkers so that you have higher visibility into your network, into data transmission from your network with metrics like loss and latency and things like that. You will find out more about a lot of these things in a detailed session I'm delivering on Thursday, so please register for that. But with cross-cloud network, what we are doing is creating an opinionated deployment model. This slide talks about a lot of the onboarding methods that we have for cross-cloud network. We talked a little bit about interconnect. If you have low bandwidth applications that are coming in, then we have partnerships with a lot of the SD-WAN vendors. That, coupled with our investments in Network Connectivity Center, NCC, creates a very scalable sort of fabric for VPC architecture. Cross-cloud network, we've published an opinionated deployment model that really meets our customers where they are in their journey for application modernization. Customers typically start with dynamic routes, exchanging those routes across their VPCs. And we are enabling an architecture, a deployment model where you can work with PSC, the Private Service Connect for managed SaaS connectivity, and Network Connectivity Center to merge these two things and really meet you where you are in your modernization journey. We will get Sai Krishna on stage. Without further ado, I'll let him, without stealing his thunder, we'll introduce Sai Krishna, who will talk about how PayPal is leveraging some of these innovations.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemant. Hi there. This is just to give an intro of PayPal. We operate in 200 different countries globally. We have 420 million consumers and merchants on the platform. We process more than $1.2 trillion in a year. This scale requires a globally expandable infrastructure. That's where we are leveraging the Google. This slide shows the restricted on-premise deployment what we had in the past is not sufficient for our growth. That's where we adopted the cloud. Started with one cloud and then it became multi-cloud over the years. To support this presence, network has to support. Network has to be the foundation layer that enables the global presence for all our services to be deployed. We call that as a cloudification of networking. With that concept, this is our overall network architecture. This is primarily supporting 3 core principles. Deploy your workloads closest to your customers and terminate the connections closest to the customer and treat all the security controls at the edge of the network and also leverage best of the breed technologies available in the market. If you look at it, this is the 3-layer architecture. This is the global edge, which is a multi-CDN based design, which provides the reliability, security, as well as the latency reductions required. And the middle piece is the Meridian, which is our internal homegrown multi-cloud connectivity product. And then you have at the bottom, whether on-premise or any other 3 clouds, we were able to independently evolve. And leveraging cloud native technologies at the bottom of the stack. If you look at it, this 3-layer architecture is allowing us to support different kind of a transformation needs required for our growth. With that said, the internet egress partners and SaaS services are a few other elements that has to come together to form the entire architecture. This slide talks about primarily what are our building blocks. As I mentioned, entire architecture is based out of 3 core principles. Security, being a financial company, security at most important, and it has to be built in. And availability, we process the payments, and availability is at most important, and not only just reliable, but it should be able to complete the transactions. 5 nines availability is our goal, and then the last one is the latency aspects of it. You wanted to finish your checkout process as quickly as possible. We started with network as a connectivity approach and migrated to network as a service approach. This is the key principles what we adopted, being a service, all aspects that needs to come to form that network as a service core principles. Quickly jumping on to GCP and the partnership what we have with Google over the years, how we evolved, particularly the network in the cloud, and obviously connecting out to the on-premise as well as other clouds. We started our journey in 2017 and 2018. If you look at the leftmost slide, it is multi-VPCs, but VPNs in between for connecting all the VPCs, which is obviously restricted in terms of bandwidth and the complexity of managing the VPNs. That is where we started. By first, our deployments was development and QA environments. And the 2020 first production workloads been migrated. This is where we leveraged VPC peering, which removed the complexity of VPCs, as well as it allowed us to scale better. A lot of traffic between the VPCs. And also, this design leverages what we have on-premise, security zones equal to a VPC. That is the model what we kind of able to match the architecture between on-premise as well as the all the cloud. That is the 2020 architecture. Now we are on the 3rd generation of the network design in the cloud. That we call it as a clean slate design. Network 2.0, GCP Network 2.0. This leverages NCC and other technologies what Google introduced recently. This kind of removes other complexities what we have with the previous one, VPC peering, and also provides fine-grained routing controls that we need as we move forward. Right? So NCC becomes much more central figure for the entire architecture. With that said, this is to give what is our footprint in the GCP. As you can see, it is very expansive. It's grew over the years. We have GCP network, GCP environments enabled in the environment for 11 regions. We have 200 plus VPCs in the environment. And as you can see, 1.9 terabits per second is our interconnect capacity. It's a sizable environment. VPC in this case equal to a security zone. That was the reason you have a lot of VPCs. And with this particular footprint, one of the key elements what we need is reliability. You may have a lot of redundancy, but when there is an issue at the interconnect level or whatnot, ability to switch the traffic from one to another is very, very key. That is where the BFD comes in play, bidirectional fault detection. This is the newest feature we enabled and co-working with Google to support that 300 millisecond detection mechanism. 3 times within 1 minute, 1 millisecond is what we need to achieve. But this is still in works. But we enabled the first version of BFD and all our interconnects. This really provided that reliability required, even though when we have the 1.9 terabits of interconnectivity, ability to switch the traffic when fault detects happen, that is the crucial here. With that said, I have a plug here, and I wanted to work continually with the GCP guys. maybe enable dark fiber-based connectivity on the interconnect. That will allow us to expand the bandwidth as we grow further, right? So that is the another feature which we will be working with them. So to give a little bit more comprehensive idea about this next generation, the latest generation network design based on the NCC as a center point. NCC becomes, in this case, is the hub, the hub spoke model. Hub it becomes. It provides the fine-grained routing controls, and it provides the service chaining opportunities where the traffic will be treated in a multi-stage manner, and we are leveraging, obviously, our own backbone for connecting to on-premise environments and other clouds where possible. We are using the NCC attachment as add-on capabilities as they latestly introduced, and the cloud cross-cloud interconnect. As Himanshu brought up, this is the latest technology, latest feature they enabled. We are leveraging that for connecting to AWS and Azure where we don't have our backbone connectivity. So it's coming together all, as part of our next generation design. As I mentioned, this will eliminate the complexities. What we have to manage, we focus on transformation. If you look at the other features, the PSC enables for cloud native partner connectivity. As our partners grow more, more partners are cloud native, how easily we can extend our connection request to those partners as well as other services, GCP services or SaaS services consumption. So PSC is playing a crucial role in this particular design. This is going to be our go-forward network architecture. With that said, closing thoughts for me, as you have seen, network architecture grew quite a bit, large extent connecting to on-premise as well as a multi-cloud. There is a need for AI assistance. We are providing solutions for AI use cases, but let's leverage AI for maintaining, operating, designing our network, and that is where I call for network LLM, which is domain-specific knowledge base that it can bring and co-innovate. If you do it in an open consortium manner, we can have everything at one place. So that is a call out for what we can do in the AI space. So with that, thank you for the opportunity.